We begin this morning in Washington. Representatives from Canada are set to meet with U.S. officials today. They hope to bring down the temperature in that escalating trade war. Overnight, new Canadian tariffs on American goods went into effect. It's retaliation for President Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, which went into effect yesterday. All this as protests grow over Elon Musk's slashing of the federal government workforce, with new fallout over the 1,300 employees cut from the Department of Education. In a few moments, we'll hear from NBC News Business and Data correspondent Brian Chung. Before that, let's get to our Washington correspondent, Alice Barr. Alice, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. More uncertainty today between the trade war you just referenced and these government cuts, this time leaving parents with lots of questions as President Trump looks to reshape the American education system. Concern and confusion over the Trump administration's deep cuts to the Department of Education, slashing its workforce in half. While schools are largely funded and run at the state and local level, the federal education department protects students with disabilities, investigates discrimination cases, and helps low-income school districts. This retired teacher outraged.
Without the Department of Ed, there's a lot of America, especially rural America, where kids aren't really going to have a chance to break out of poverty.
Sharia Smith lost her job in Texas at one of 6 regional offices education officials say were shut down.
My family is now trying to figure out how we overcome the loss of my income.
President Trump wants to abolish the education department, though that would take an act of Congress. He defended the mass firing, saying this without evidence.
I feel very badly, but many of them don't work at all.
Wyoming superintendent of public instruction among those celebrating the changes.
Streamlining those funds to the states and putting us back in charge of our kids.
Even as protests against the Department of Government efficiency grow across the country, also escalating the Trump trade war.
The United States of America is going to take back a lot of what was stolen from it by other countries.
With top allies retaliating against the president's new tariffs on global steel and aluminum imports. The European Union announcing tariffs on everything from American beef to bourbon and Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Canada slapping 25% tariffs on billions of dollars worth of American goods as the U.S. and Canada prepare for trade talks today. And back to the Education Department, union officials say the cuts there include half the staff at the Office of Civil Rights, which investigates discrimination complaints in schools, and eliminating 300 positions in the Federal Student Aid Office dealing with student loans and college tuition grants. That's all raising questions about how the remaining staff is going to keep up with the workload to keep meeting students' needs in a timely way. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Alice, thank you so much. Let's talk more trade with Brian Chung, who's been with us all week. Let's start with Canada, these retaliatory tariffs. What is it Canada is targeting now?
Yeah, and they followed the action from the EU where they were counteracting on about $28 billion of U.S. goods that are imported to the EU. Canada published a list of, get this, 539 different items ranging on everything from U.S. steel products to hand tools to video game consoles to umbrellas. The country of Canada is really saying that it was the United States that fired first. Take a listen to Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly explaining why they had to work to put these counteracting tariffs in place.
Canada is not the one driving up the cost of your groceries or of your gasoline or any of your construction. Canada is not the one putting your jobs at risk. Canada is not the one that is ultimately starting this war. President Trump's tariffs against you are causing that. And there are no winners in a trade war.
And we heard from President Trump speak broadly about some of the counteractions from the EU and also Canada, suggesting that he might do something to respond to those counteracting tariffs. What that might be, we don't really know. But of course, as we know, this is kind of just the beginning of this trade war that President Trump had promised on the campaign trail.
So clearly tensions are high, and that's the backdrop now as Canadian and U.S. officials meet. What can we realistically expect to come out of this meeting? Could things be reversed?
Yeah, meetings happening in Washington in person between some of those high-level officials. I do want to point to kind of what happened just as recently as earlier on this week on Tuesday. There were conversations between Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick here in the United States, and the Ontario Premier Doug Ford, when you remember that Canada wanted to, or specifically the province of Ontario wanted to levy that 25% surcharge on electricity that is used by Minnesota, New York, and also Michigan. After that conversation, the Ontario Premier backed off of that 25% surcharge. And then you also had the United States responding by no longer threatening that 50% tariff on steel and aluminum. They lowered it back down to 25%, which was implemented to every other country around the world just yesterday. So previous episodes of communication between the U.S. and Canada have resulted in some de-escalation. Can that happen again today? We'll have to see.
Let's talk about markets. Yesterday, the Dow was down a little, but other markets were higher. Is this because that the inflation report was a little better than expected? And then also, what are futures looking like for today?
Yes, as you mentioned yesterday, the Dow did close just a little bit in the red. The S&P 500 and the tech-heavy NASDAQ did close higher, which was certainly welcome news to Wall Street traders that had been seeing red across the screen basically for days leading up to that. As you'll recall, Monday was the worst day for stocks in 2025. But I do think that right now, as we're watching the story here, it was really inflation that led to some of those indexes recovering some gains yesterday. As of this morning on this Thursday, at least for right now, market futures basically about flat. So it could go either way today.
Flat is probably good news these days for right now.
Exactly.
So, all right, Brian, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We are now less than 48 hours from a potential government shutdown, and lawmakers are not any closer to a spending deal. Senate Democrats say they will reject a government funding bill that House Republicans narrowly passed earlier this week. Now, if the Senate does pass the resolution, it would keep the government open through the end of September, but that won't happen without some Democrats jumping on board. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer explained why that won't happen.
Republicans chose a partisan path, drafting their continuing resolution without any input from congressional Democrats. Because of that, Republicans do not have the votes in the Senate to invoke cloture on the House CR.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Julie Sirkin joins us again this morning with the latest developments. Julie, good morning. So getting this through the Senate is tough because it requires 60 votes to advance. Republicans only control 53 seats. Why are Democrats a no vote right now?
Yeah, this was a surprise. Remember, we talked yesterday morning. We thought that the House pressure, the fact that the House managed to pass this, would put so much pressure on those 8 Democrats that had to join Republicans in order to unlock the votes and pass this continuing resolution through the upper chamber. But Democrats met again for 2 hours behind closed doors. That followed another dramatic debate that they had the day before, trying to get on the same page with what to do, because historically Democrats are not the party of shutdowns. They railed against them over the last decade, but this time around their base has been pressuring them to do something to counteract the Trump administration's actions and Elon Musk's actions in Doge, all the cuts, the layoffs, everything they've been doing. This is really their first test, and it appeared that Democrats came out of their meeting yesterday unified around one thing. It's that they would vote on a shorter-term continuing resolution, one that was introduced by the top Senate Democrat appropriator, Patty Murray, and they would not provide the votes for that longer-term House CR. There's a number of different ways that this could play out, but Senate Democrats at least united behind that fact, and some of those that we would thought would vote with Republicans like Senator Mark Warner, those in states that have large populations of federal workers, now saying no way to that longer-term CR.
So the clock is ticking. Is there a way lawmakers can reach some sort of deal to keep the government open before Friday night?
Well, there's a couple of possibilities here, and the top Republican in the Senate, John Thune, already said, hey, if they want an amendment vote on that shorter-term CR, they meaning Democrats, we'll give it to them. But that's nothing more than a performance vote, because it would mean that 8 Democrats would have to join Republicans first in reaching that 60-vote threshold and getting on the bill so they can then debate it and try to amend it. If they do that, the amendment vote would definitely fail because Republicans aren't going to vote for it. Even Susan Collins, who was in favor of that shorter term process so that they can then build out a full year spending package instead of doing it in the stopgap fashion that they've been used to. Even she said now it's too late. We are a day away from this shutdown. And so Democrats really have 2 paths here. They either go along with that show vote, essentially, or they say we're shutting it down.
This is risky. Are Democrats comfortable with the idea of the government shutting down? I mean, who's going to own this?
It is extremely risky. And the thing is, the White House doesn't care if the government does shut down because of everything they've been doing and trying to reform it, trying to dismantle it from inside. Trump has made it very clear to his base on the campaign trail that the government is bad, that it needs reform. So then if Democrats own it and shut it down, Republicans can have it both ways. They can point fingers and say Democrats didn't provide the votes in the Senate. Remember, the House already passed it with largely Republican votes. And Democrats will lose as well because their base, while they're asking them to shut it down, historically, Democrats have not been the party of shutdowns. Shutdowns are not beneficial or helpful to anyone, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, especially at a time like this when the economy's not doing well. So many workers have already lost their jobs. It's just not going to be good.
Julie, while we have you, I do want to ask you about a Senate confirmation hearing set for today for Dr. David Weldon. The former Florida congressman is President Trump's nominee to head the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. What should we know about him?
Well, he has no experience in terms of leading bureaucracies like the CDC. He is a doctor. He was a member of Congress in the early 2000s. He actually sat on the relevant committees that help oversee the CDC, which is certainly helpful. He also led some controversial efforts, a push to research autism based on a debunked study, a British study. He also was critical of vaccines, even the MMR vaccine for measles. Of course, that is a hot topic right now. And his views definitely align with RFK, the Secretary of HHS, who Trump certainly promised on the campaign trail they would dismantle the system from the inside out. So it makes sense that someone like Weldon was nominated, but he is going to be grilled by the Senate Health Committee, which has some folks on it, even on the Republican side of the aisle, like Bill Cassidy, who's also a doctor who is very much in favor of vaccines. So you can expect that to happen. But all in all, Weldon, like RFK, like Trump's Surgeon General Pick and others, certainly fitting the bill of folks who've been critical of the system and want to dismantle it from the inside. All
right, Julie, thank you so much. This morning, pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil is in what some legal experts are calling legal purgatory. On Wednesday, a federal judge heard arguments about his detention, but the judge did not immediately make a decision. Demands for Khalil's release are growing louder. Major demonstrations were held in front of the New York courthouse during yesterday's hearing. NBC's Laura Jarrett has the latest.
Release Mahmoud right now!
Outside a New York City courthouse demands for the release of Mahmoud Khalil.
If they come for Mahmoud today, they will come for every other green card holder.
Khalil, a leader of the pro-Palestinian protest that rocked Columbia University last spring, arrived on a student visa and became a permanent resident last year, according to court papers. Now he's facing deportation at the direction of Secretary of State Marco Rubio, accusing him of supporting Hamas.
This is not about free speech. This is about people that don't have a right to be in the United States to begin with.
The Trump administration relying on a law authorizing the Secretary of State to deport any green card holder whose presence or activities in the United States would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences. Khalil, an Algerian citizen of Palestinian descent, was set to graduate in May, but his lawyers say immigration agents apprehended him Saturday night at his home in New York in front of his wife, who is due with their child next month. Then quickly moved him to a detention center in Louisiana, where he remains. His legal team in court saying he has no criminal record and has not been charged with any crime.
What happened to Mahmoud Khalil is nothing short of extraordinary and shocking and outrageous. It should outrage anybody who believes that speech should be free in the United States of America.
All this as President Trump threatens to punish any school that allows, quote, illegal protests, promising others will face the same fate as Khalil.
I think we ought to get them all out of the country. They're troublemakers. They're agitators. They don't love our country. We ought to get them the hell out.
Our thanks to Laura Jarrett for that report. Khalil's attorneys are trying to expedite his release, but after yesterday's hearing in New York, it's not entirely clear which court has the jurisdiction to resolve this fight. A powerful storm is pummeling Southern California, and officials are warning about the potential for dangerous flooding and mudslides. Those who live on land scorched by January's wildfires are most at risk. Just a month ago, another storm system dropped intense rain that resulted in evacuation orders and life-threatening mudslides. Well, today, people living near the burn scar in the community of Sierra Madre are once again under evacuation orders. Reporter Lauren Coronado from NBC Los Angeles takes us behind the scenes of the Emergency Operations Center.
There was a lot of mud flowing everywhere. I mean, I saw trash cans flowing down the street on Baldwin. It was really just amazing. But hopefully it won't be as bad, but we'll be ready if it is.
Jonathan Blakesley is talking about last month's storm. He lives here in Sierra Madre, just up against the foothills.
We're doing better now. They're doing a lot of work to really pull the debris out of the basins and that kind of thing. There's trucks lined up here every morning.
He's one of more than 2,200 people under evacuation warnings here in Sierra Madre and is prepared to go if he has to. Another nearly 1,700 neighbors have already been ordered to evacuate, according to James Carlson, senior public works analyst for the city of Sierra Madre.
A lot of this is because of the burn scars, where the burns happened.
He gave us a behind-the-scenes look at the Emergency Operations Center, a hub for critical coordination and decision-making ahead of an emergency situation. In this case, the chance for another round of dangerous mudslides.
If there's an active mud flow, if there's something coming down, they will not respond during an active mud flow. There won't be any police, there won't be any ambulances, there won't be any search and rescue during that active flow. We might even find that the road becomes impassable after the flow. So that's one of the main reasons it's very important that our residents actually get out.
Our thanks to Lauren Coronado for that report. Evacuation warnings and orders in Sierra Madre are scheduled to be lifted by 6 p.m. tonight. We've got more on California's soaking rains and some heavy winds coming to the East Coast. Meteorologist Angie Lassman is here to give us a rundown on the West Coast weather conditions and more. Angie, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. We've got a whole lot going on, all from the same storm system here, and it's going to last for some folks into the coming days. So let's start with what we're dealing with right now from that system. It's the 21 million people under these flood alerts. You can see some flash flood warnings centered across parts of Southern California, specifically Los Angeles at this hour because of all the heavy rain we've already seen. And there is still some ongoing rain. Notice this big batch of moisture that's still kind of sitting over this same region. They've already received a good dose of rain yesterday and into the overnight hours, and they're going to see this kind of lasting through at least the morning hours. There's improvements to come, especially as we get into the later parts of today and beyond, but that system will shift a little farther to the east. That means the southwest, the desert southwest, really starts to see some of the rain and potentially snow across parts of the Rockies. We will still be looking at the potential for some localized flooding across those regions. As we get into tomorrow, though, we really ramp up the potential for severe weather. Now, this doesn't really look to get started until late into the day. So we're looking at specifically late afternoon, evening hours, and potentially overnight hours, which always brings us concern when it comes to those tornadoes developing, which is an impact that we do see on the table for folks across the middle of the country tomorrow. Looking beyond that, Saturday, still the soaking rain from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. We've got a tornado risk as well for Saturday. Tennessee Valley and Gulf Coast is where that will be centered. And then even Sunday, it's rain and those severe storms on the table as we round out our work week. The flash flood outlook today for California, Riverside down to San Diego, that's where we see that slight risk. It does go all the way to the coast, though, and we'll pick up maybe another half an inch, quarter of an inch in some of these spots, and up to 2 inches in a few of these locations. As we look ahead at what we're dealing with for Friday for severe weather, this is where we're really concerned. This could potentially be a significant outbreak. We've got the wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour, but those tornadoes are going to be likely, and you can see kind of where the bullseye is. We've got Kirksville, St. Louis, Paducah, Memphis, Jackson, all included in that, but it does include Little Rock and Nashville as well. And we've got the risk for some large tornadoes in that same kind of batch of area. So something to keep in mind. Looking ahead Saturday, the risk shifts. Now we've got 51 million people under that risk. Wind gusts still going to be the main impact. But again, those tornadoes will be likely. We could see some strong tornadoes at that EF2 or higher. Birmingham, Montgomery, Jackson, Mobile, New Orleans all have that potential for Saturday plans. And then, of course, Joe, this shifts a little farther to the east. Not quite as significant for Sunday, but still that system will be impacting folks for their weekend plans.
All right. Angie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. The 2 astronauts who've been in space far longer than they ever imagined will have to stay in orbit a bit longer. It's because last night NASA and SpaceX scrubbed the launch of a rocket that is supposed to bring them home.
Hey, for awareness, team needs a couple more minutes here, wrapping up this hydraulics issue. At this time, we are standing down from today to further address hydraulic release data.
Now, mission managers are trying to determine when to try again. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello was there for the attempt last night, joins us live from the Kennedy Space Center. So, Tom, What happened yesterday, and what are you hearing about the timeline for another try?
Yeah, so they're going to try again tomorrow, Joe, 7:03 p.m. Eastern time here at the Kennedy Space Center. They say the winds right now and through the day will likely not make it possible to try. And in the meantime, they really got to understand what the problem is. It has to do not with the Crew 10 rocket itself, not with the Falcon 9 rocket. The problem is with a hydraulic issue on the clamp arm that reaches out and holds that rocket to the launch pad, right, to the structure on the ground. Somehow they have a hydraulic issue that they need to solve. And when they finally do, that will allow, hopefully, Crew 10 to go up. Now, Crew 10 has 4 astronauts on board. They will dock with the International Space Station. That Crew 10 spaceship will stay. It will not bring Sonny and Butch home. Crew 9's spaceship, which has been docked there since September, that will then bring Sonny and Butch and the other 2 astronauts home. We're now looking at, if they lift off tomorrow night, probably they would splash down next Wednesday off the coast of Florida, either on the Gulf or in the Atlantic. We simply don't know yet. But in the meantime, engineers have to understand why they have this hydraulic issue with a clamp holding the rocket to the launch pad. They've got to fix that. And once they fix it, hopefully Crew 10 will be able to launch. Again, Friday night is the next plan.
So, Tom, after 9 months in space, perhaps another 2 days isn't a huge deal for Butch and Sonny, but what does this delay mean for them, and really, what does it mean for SpaceX?
Well, I was just thinking, yeah, not such a big deal for you and me, but for them, it may be a big deal, right? I mean, my gosh, they've been there 9+ months already. For them, listen, it's just business as usual. They are part of Crew 9, part of the space station crew, and they have assignments, regularly keeping up with the station, running science experiments. And it's a full-time job. That's why you've got multiple astronauts and cosmonauts on board constantly. America will not leave the space station abandoned, and that is why they have had to keep Butch and Sonny and the other crew members up there since September. The hope is that they come back, as I mentioned, next Wednesday. But we talked recently to both Butch and Sonny about staying so long, and they have a pretty good attitude.
We came up prepared to stay long, even though we planned to stay short. That's what we do in human spaceflight. That's what your nation's human spaceflight program is all about, planning for unknown, unexpected contingencies.
We're living up here in this very unique place it gives you an amazing perspective, not only, out the window, obviously, but also just on how to solve problems.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.